2008. It was Memphis, UCLA, Kansas, and North Carolina.
What are you most anxious to see that the young guys tonight?
Well, I mean, how they handle transition, because Michigan State's a really good transition team, and how they handle the glass, because they're going to provide a lot of resistance on backboards. That's what Michigan State does. They rebound. It's in their DNA. And from the time they get there until the time they leave, they rebound. And I think the Kentucky kids, they understand rebounding individually. I'm not sure collectively, because even the guards rebound in Michigan State. So getting back, and that, a lot of times your transition, the quality of your transition defense is determined by the quality of shot you get. And so they're going to have to decide on what, do they pull the trigger on a deep shot because they're going to have those available to them? Or do they take the early shot? How deep can they get in their lane? Are they going to get to the free throw line? You take a bad shot, it's a run.
How much have you and the crew talked about a bunch of fouls and a lot of free throws and TV?
I don't know. We do the game that's in front of us. And there's a really easy way to keep from fouling. Don't put your freaking hands on something. All the whining about this is getting laughable. No good coach teaches when you're guarding the ball to put your hands on the ball handle or an arm bar on the ball handle. Nobody teaches that. And at least they, if they have been teaching it, they've been teaching it because it won't be called. Now everybody knows it's called. And so it's pretty easy to wrap your head around. Can't do it. And for the fans that are saying, well, how are we going to guard? How can these guys are unguardable then? That's just stupid. You can make them catch it further out, so it's 2 dribbles to get to the basket instead of 1. You can bring help and rotate. You can trap. There's all kinds of things that you can do. If you got a guy that can really drive it, you play off him a little bit. If you got a guy that can really shoot it, you play up on him a little bit. It's not that conceptually difficult to handle. So if you want to avoid fouls, don't foul.
So you talked a couple of weeks ago on the teleconference about how good you thought Julius Randle could be at State or in the framework of what he could do best. Just from what you kind of looked at from this early in the season, is he doing that?
22 and a half and 15, I'd say he's doing a pretty good job. And he can get better. He's so physically imposing. And he's such an outstanding rebounder. When I watched him, if it's a 2 dribbles or less, it's hard to deal with him. He's really, really good. But I mean, he can expand his game. I think he can shoot a little bit. He hasn't really gone down in the post very much, and he can do that. He's got a lot of versatility.
Yeah, a lot of people think Wiggins is better. Why? Why is he projected?
I don't think you're hearing that so much. I mean, he was the #1 rated player coming out of high school. Right. But like the draft isn't today, as you know. So, I think Wiggins, Parker, and Randall will probably be 1, 2, and 3. I don't know the order. Nobody does. But Wiggins is really talented. I don't think he's as prepared to take a game over right now as the others.
Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins. I think Parker and Randall are better right this second. But right this second isn't going to determine very much. It's certainly not going to determine anything in the draft. It's not going to determine, whoever the winners of the games tonight. It's going to be great, but it's not going to determine a championship. You don't get a trophy for this. So it's a great game, but in perspective, you can lose this game by 20 and still win the national championship. It's important, but it's not the be all and end all.